In our first story, the National Water Resources Authority, NWRA, has warned that water levels in Lake Malawi are predicted to increase by December this year, posing a potential threat to those living along the shores of the lake and the Shire River. NWRA Chief Executive Officer Dwight Kambuku said this during an engagement meeting with editors and media managers in Doha. Brenda Akayo has more in this report.
According to Kambuku, the water levels are expected to reach 475.22 meters above sea level by December, exceeding last year's level by 22 centimeters.
This already is telling us that this year we'll have a lot of water in our lake. Therefore, we should experience similar cases as we did last year, even worse. And it's a warning to all those who are living along our lake shore that if we had issues last hydrological year, we should experience something worse this hydrological year.
In his remarks, Secretary General for Editors and Media Managers Gresham Tugula acknowledged National Water Resources Authority for engaging the media in promoting and preserving water disaster awareness.
Media managers and editors are gatekeepers in most of the newsrooms. They make decisions on who to assign to an assignment, where to appear, where a news item should appear, how it should appear. And for those decisions are informed by what these people know. So it was important that they get the right knowledge on the National Water Resources Authority and what it does, what the law says, so that they can properly guide the people in their newsrooms.
In the 2022-2023 hydrological year, the lake levels were at 475 meters above sea level.
Leader of the House, Richard Chimwendo Banda, says it is unfair to claim that some people who have gone to China alongside President Lazarus Chakwera have gone just as journeymen. He was responding to claims by Banda City Southeast lawmaker Samir Suleiman, who told the House that he has a list of people who have gone to China without anything to do. Suleiman explains.
Minister of Finance has taken with him 10 officers, 10, to go to China, 10. And out of that 10, half of it, they are on business class. One ticket is costing Malawian taxpayer 28 million kwacha. Come on, this is not fair. Not long ago, a country that is torn, fighting, it's at war, Ukraine, actually felt pity on us and gave us some little food so that we can survive. But can you see how this government is blowing our taxpayers' money, Malawian people's money? It's not fair. Now, if one ministry has taken 10 officers, how many ministries are there? And how many people do you think have accompanied the president to China?
And this is Chimwendo Banda's response on the matter.
Government is not a standalone government. We're talking about the summit that is involving the whole of Africa. We're talking about China that provides services in so many areas, in the agriculture sector, in the education sector. We're talking about the construction sector. We're talking about different sectors, including the education sector. We're talking about different sectors across. So the China summit, it's a huge summit that requires comprehensive teams to go and do quite wonderful job there to bring back issues and results for Malawi. So just standing here to say there are so many people that have gone to China without providing us whose names are they and where do they work? Are they civil servants? Are they Malawians? What have they gone to do? Was it planned? Was it budgeted for? And will that bring results? That's how we debate in Parliament. You don't debate in Parliament by going and looking at who has gone out of the country. You are living a vacuum. You must bring evidence as what is it that they've gone to do.
The Commissioner of Administration for the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services, Vivian Kasambo, has disclosed that the department has embarked on a process of identifying a new supplier as guided by the Ministry of Homeland Security. Kasambo said the process is ongoing and shortly they should be able to have the new supplier in place. Thomas Kajeri has more in this report.
Kasambo says they are looking for a supplier who who live to the expectations of Malawians and that of the government. He, however, acknowledged that they had passport production crisis after transitioning from the old supplier.
As you might be aware that indeed we had a passport crisis because we had to emanate from the old supplier to the new one, which was a temporary measure that government put in place. And that really helped to make sure that the Malawians are able to get the access to passports, and up to now that is happening. But however, during that transition, we had faced a lot of challenges because of backlog. And I am happy to inform you now that that backlog is almost gone. We had a lot of congestion in Lirongwe because the printing process was centralized, but that process has really helped as well, and we energized ourselves as a department. The only part which is remaining is the centralized program that we print from Lirongwe, because the capacity that we have, which was temporary, was meant to centralize it and make sure that passports are printed that side. Moving forward, the department has now embarked on a process of identifying a new supplier, guided by the Ministry of Homeland Security and government, and this is under process, and shortly we should be able to have the new supplier in place.
This comes after Malawians recently experienced passport insurance challenges, a development that also followed by the nullification of the appointment of Brigadier General Charles Kalumo as Director General of the department.
The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, has proposed that the Unified Beneficiary Registry, UBR, should be decentralized so that local councils can be providing correct and updated data on disaster response. UBR is a system that is used for identifying beneficiaries of disaster response interventions. DODMA Commissioner Charles Kalimba says this approach will enable councils to update the system almost every year, allowing for the elimination of dead people and those who attain economic independence. Sam Kalimira reports.
Kalimba was speaking in Nkatabe on Monday during the opening of training aimed at equipping disaster risk management committee members with skills that would enable them to register 10,429 beneficiaries of relief items in the district. He said currently Universal Beneficiary Registry is managed at central level in Lirongwe, adding that they feel that the data collected through the system is not entirely accurate as it is not updated.
The people who were poor at that time may not still be poor today, and the people who were rich that time may not still be rich today. Additionally, some people have died and some people have relocated. Now, for you to be able to have correct data in terms of beneficiary selection, you need data that is updated at least on a yearly basis.
He then said to address the problem, DODMA also uses the Joint Emergency Food Assistance Program, which verifies names physically. Meanwhile, Nkatabe District Director of Planning and Development, Edgar Chihana, said the training would enable committee members to ensure that only needed people are identified.
Just to remind them of their responsibilities, that they are supposed to make sure that they validate data which is sent to them, but also recommend only those people who are in need so that they can be part and parcel of this program.
On his part, Mankambira Area Disaster Risk Management Committee Chairperson Elton Nyamwera accused politicians of influencing committee members to make wrong decisions.
We will face challenges from our authorities, especially from the MPs, councillors, and even the chiefs. They've got the powers to overpower the committees.
Latest findings show that approximately 5.7 million people are prone to hunger in Malawi this year.
Vice President Michael Usi says he's following up on the issue of the Red Star campaign. Vice President Michael Usi says he's following up on the issue of the Red Star campaign, where some substandard buildings within Banda City Council were earmarked for demolition. Usi said this when he met officials at the Banda City Council. A few years ago, the council embarked on the exercise aimed at demolishing dilapidated buildings. However, other individuals obtained an injunction. Usi explains.
We are looking at the infrastructures, especially when you go to Limbi. The shops that you see there, they are not befitting, infrastructure in the city. So we are saying, yes, we know there has been an injunction and we are waiting for judgment. We respect that. But I've asked them to give me a list of the individuals that are owning those so-called shops. I'm saying so-called because they don't look, that good to be befitting as an infrastructure in the city of Blantyre and even Limbi. So they'll give me by tomorrow the names and the contact details of the individuals so that we see how we can, work together, that Blantyre should wear a beautiful face.
Blantyre City Council Chief Executive Officer Dennis Chinseu said the visit was important.
In terms of the buildings that were marked here, Red Star, of course it's an issue that we have discussed with the Honourable Vice President, but I want to assure people of Blantyre that the messages are very good because we are moving in the right direction. Just to indicate that despite that we have an injunction that is yet to be removed, what I want to indicate is that as of now, we still have a number of developers who are coming forward and they are expressing their interest willingly to make sure that they work on the buildings. So we'll continue engaging, and with the support from the High Office through the Right Honourable Vice President, we are sure that we are going to make some progress.
You're watching Times News, and we'll be back after the break.
You have all your MASM information in one place. With the MASM mobile app, all MASM members register on the MASM mobile app. Download the app from Apple Store or Google Play Store. Install and open. Click register to register. Enter your membership number. The default membership number has 9 digits. If you don't succeed, try 11 digits. Choose your name, password, and OTP destination. Remember, when adding your mobile number, 265, not plus 265. You can also register with your email address easily and keep updated with your MASM account right in the palm of your hand. For more information, email infodesk@masm.mw or visit www.masm.mw.
We are back with the latest lineup from Betway. Betway is from 3. Start strong with cash out and sweat bet. Plus, you can boost your sports bet with Win Boost.
And pick up any penny. Pali freebie Friday. Smart Pigs. Builder bet.
They've also got their back to Odds Boost and Betway Stars. You always get way more with Betway.
Niyo jubine ndingarangiza njokuti asayedwe ndipo asayire mantha chifukwa ndipo lisodi imathandiza nthawi ina iliyonse ndipo ineyo ndisaname ndimbone yazenizene ndipo asachite mantha iyayi.
Chotsani nkhawa lero pogula Tilinano funeral cover yomwe makuthandizani inu ndi banja lanu pamene mwasiyana ndi okondedwa anu. Imbani 323 kuti mudziwe zambiri. Nico Life.
Welcome back. Still in the news, United Democratic Front has announced its national convention in October this year. But chairperson for the conference, Aisha Mambo, says the party will only allow those who have been members for over 5 years to contest as president and vice president. Mambo has told journalists in Blantyre the same applies to those vying for the position of party secretary general and deputy. Isaac Salima reports.
Speaking during a press briefing in Blantyre, the conference chairperson Aisha Mambo said that those vying for a position of Secretary General and his vice should also be active members who have served the party for a similar period. Mambo said this is according to Article 13 and 14 of the party constitution, which bars members who have not been active from contesting at the convention. Mambo, however, said there are no eligibility conditions for other positions.
At this convention, any member of the party who have been members of the party for not less than 5 years.
The chairperson also disclosed that the party has invited officials from other parties to the conference, but was quick to say that the new National Executive Committee will make a final decision on the need for the party to go into an electoral alliance. In the previous election, UDF partnered the Democratic Progressive Party DPP. UDF President for the Youth, Yusuf Sambo, said young people are geared up to support the party in getting into power next year. UDF will become the third party to hold its elective convention after Malawi Congress Party and the Democratic Progressive Party DPP held theirs recently.
Political analysts have described the appointment of 8 presidential advisors for the Democratic Progressive Party as mere politics of appeasement. The appointments come barely a month after the party's elective convention held in Banda. Pempelo Malimba reports.
In a statement signed by DPP National Publicity Secretary Shadik Namalomba, the newly appointed advisors are Clement Mwale, George Chaponda, Chimwendo, Jean Matanga, Charles Muhango, Dayton Musa, Aaron Sangara, and Everton Chimulilenji. The 8 are expected to be advising Party President Peter Mutharika on issues such as political affairs, policy development, election management, youth, campaign, and legal affairs. Commenting on the development, political analyst Victor Chipofia wonders why the 8 have been appointed to the position after losing elections during the party's elective convention.
These people failed miserably, meaning the political party, the delegate, did not want these people close to leadership. And yet we have seen the president using other means that are not as democratic to still keep these people close to leadership. So one would ask themselves as to why then have an elective convention if you know that you're still going to keep the people that you want to keep close to you.
While concurring with Chipothia, another political analyst, George Chaima, said people should not expect much from the newly appointed advisors, saying they did not perform well in their previous party positions.
I don't think there will be any difference at all, because if their ideology and their, the decision-making units has been confined to the group of people who have also been aligned with the allegation that they are demolishing the party, I don't know how they are going to make a difference to rebuild the party itself.
DPP held its elective convention from August 18 to 19, 2024.
The Ministry of Tourism has announced nationwide Mpox awareness campaign throughout this year's Tourism Month. The campaign, according to the ministry spokesperson Joseph Nkosi, will assess the preparedness of the tourism sector to combat Mpox. Nkosi also highlights the critical role hotels and travel agents will play in this effort, noting that they are often the first point of contact for tourists. Nkosi speaks to Kelly Napolo.
Officials say the Mpox awareness campaign will take place in all 3 regions of the country. Ministry of Tourism spokesperson Joseph Nkosi highlighted the critical role that hotels and travel agents play in this effort, noting that they are often the first point of contact for tourists, hence their preparedness is crucial in the fight against Mpox.
We have even heard from a number of media houses like international ones, our local ones, that the Mpox is now becoming common in some of our neighboring countries and even in some of the African countries. So we just thought of making a program. So this is not just like one day. It will be a number of days whereby we will be now engaging our operators to see how prepared are they when it comes to these issues.
Meanwhile, health expert Maziko Matemba has advised the government to make use of the already existing systems in handling and running awareness campaigns for Mpox.
What we want to suggest government is to make sure that not reinventing the wheel. Already we had similar of these interventions before, and what they need to do is to make sure that they put resources together, but also using the existing structures, but also sustaining awareness raising to all corners.
Last month, the Minister of Health Kumbize Kandodo Chiponda announced that the country has begun implementing checkpoints for Mpox in all border ports and airports. As of now, no cases of the virus have been registered in the country.
Last month, Minister of Health Kumbize Kandodo Chiponda announced measures to combat the viral disease in all border posts and airports. Malawi is yet to confirm cases of Mpox. Newly appointed second vice president for the Malawi Congress Party, Abida Mia, has pledged to work tirelessly with the party's National Executive Committee to improve the lives of Malawians. Mia, who is also a Minister of Water and Sanitation, said this at a development rally held at Nsenja Primary School in Chikwawa District. Gift Sitima has more in this report, read by Thomas Kachere.
Mia said she's grateful for the appointment and has promised to work hard.
I'm very, very excited. There's a lot of work on the ground. We'll work together with Madam Speaker, the first Right Honourable Speaker, who is the first Vice President, and His Excellency. We will take guidance, and the Secretary General, Honourable Richard Chimwendo Banda, of how we should move, and we will move together in tandem to make sure that we cover the ground. It's a strong team, so we're looking forward to working together and making sure that the party structures are all in place across the country.
On the issue of development projects, Mia says the government is committed to developing their areas. She adds that those facing hunger will be provided with food to alleviate their problems.
Because of all the issues we've had, the climatic shocks that we've experienced, it's inevitable for us to have this issue of hunger. But we've also had a lot of support from His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Makate Chagwera. We are about to receive 85,000 bags of maize through the government in the Lower Shiri. So we're very appreciative for that.
Chief Malaka, who represented Group Village Headman Chizenga, thanked Mia for her efforts in bringing development projects to the area. At the rally, Mia distributed maize to over 1,600 households.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines once again. The National Water Resources Authority has warned that water levels in Lake Malawi might increase by December, posing potential threat to livelihoods. The Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services has embarked on a process of identifying a new supplier. In other news, about 1,200 delegates expected to vote during the United Democratic Front Convention in October. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website, www.times.mw, liking and following our Facebook page, Times 360 Malawi, following us on X at Times 360 Malawi, and by subscribing to 1895 by dialing star 1895 hash. My name is Tisomo Echihana. Good morning.